people whose stories arrive quietly and then stay with you for a long time. Today's guest comes from a land where the mountains teach resilience, where the air is thinner, the winters harsher, and strength is not something you talk about, it's something you live. From Ladakh, a place of immense beauty and immense toughness, comes a woman whose journey carries grace and grit, but also something deeper: care. Care for her people, care for opportunity, and care for the fragile land that raised her. Tsering Angmo grew up in Sabu, just outside Leh, where football was part of everyday life. While much of India grew up with cricket, Ladakh had its own love story with football. But passion did not always come with opportunity. Pathways were limited, and dreams often had nowhere to go. Martial arts became her outlet, the channel she was looking for. She first made her mark as an athlete in Wushu, winning a silver medal at the International Wushu Championship in Armenia in 2017, a silver medal at the Wushu National Federation Cup in Haryana, a gold and silver medal at the Delhi State Wushu Championship, while also representing J&K at multiple senior national Wushu championships. But what makes her story even more special is that she did not stop at personal success. She returned to build for others. She became the first woman general secretary of a state football association in India through the Ladakh Football Association, later serving as an executive member of the All India Football Federation and deputy chairperson of the All India Football Federation Women's Committee. She was also honored with the Lieutenant Governor Gold Medal for Sports on Republic Day 2025. She helped shape One Ladakh Football Cup, the region's first professional football cup, and played a key role in hosting the 2023 Climate Cup in Leh, the first climate-focused football tournament held at over 11,000 feet. Because for Tsering, sport is not separate from community or from the land itself. In a world that often celebrates noise, she represents something rarer: quiet strength. And one of her biggest dreams is to see Ladakhi girls play sport and one day see Ladakhi women on the stage of the FIFA Women's World Cup. I wanted to bring Tsering onto this podcast because stories like hers deserve to travel farther than the mountains they begin in. Stories of people building pathways, creating change, and doing meaningful work without asking for applause. You are with me, Shruti Jagirdar, and this is the Curious Human Project, a podcast about sport, health, habits, and the hustle to stay human. Tsering, thank you for being here, and thank you for everything your journey represents. A warm welcome to the Curious Human Project.
Thank you, Shruti, to inviting me and give these opportunities to share my journey with you and the people who are interested in sports in Ladakh.
I am absolutely thrilled to have you. You look wonderful, and I know that you're wearing traditional attire. So, can you tell me if it has a name?
Yeah, it's called Sulma. Sulma, so especially we wear for the after marriage, but we wear for the occasional. It's a traditional Sulma. It's called Sulma, yeah.
Okay. And it's like an overcoat?
No, it's like a gone. It's a very long,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, it's till the knee, yeah, till the feet. It's a too
Okay.
low. It's like a gone type, yeah.
You look wonderful. Saring, I
Thank you.
wanted to start by going into a little bit of, your childhood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood, growing up in Sabu, which is close to Leh and a part of Ladakh, of course. What are your strongest memories, and what did the mountains teach you, Saring?
Thank you, Shruti. And like I'm very lucky to born in Ladakh and around the surrounded by mountains and especially monasteries and most monasteries and especially monks, nuns, and it's a very spiritual place. So it always teaches, mountain always teaches us to be a strong mountains, because our mountains are bearer and a pig, this is the land of Lama, where love, compassion,
Mm.
action is always there. And I'm a Buddhist, so it's always teach me to serve for the people wherever I am, not only in the Ladakh, all over the India. So my childhood was a little bit difficult or whatever, because in the Ladakh when we were kids, so it was
Hmm.
always a challenge, because I got the opportunity because my parents were so, supportive, and we are only two siblings. Like I'm an elder one. So,
Hmm.
and I got lots of, my parents give a lots of opportunity to be myself and do something for the society. Then I studied
Yeah.
in Mahabodhi school, where this is a Buddhist school where they teach, our Guru Sangasena ji always teaches the meditation, love, and compassion. And being elder daughter, it was always responsibilities in my family to do something for my parents and my family. So like this, I become so strong since my childhood. Yeah.
It's so unique, Saring, that brought up, because the will to serve your people has actually come from your brought up, from your school, from your Buddhist teachings, something that we miss growing up. Of course, all of us are taught good things, but to make giving something back to the community, a part of your growing up years, as a part of values that become a part of you, is, I think, so unique to the Buddhist culture. Something that we in the bigger urban setups, in the rat race, learn as children but forget on the way.
Yeah.
And getting to know that about you already gives me so many answers to why you're doing all that you're doing, and we will go into it. But when we speak about Ladakh, people often talk about exotic travels, the beauty, and it's absolutely mesmerizing. But what are the challenges you had to face, as somebody who was growing up there? I can imagine that access to some things was not there as well, growing up. And in such a scenario, how do you dream? What were the challenges?
the, as a I born as a girl child, right? There was always challenges, because in Ladakh we have no much opportunity. Whenever our
Hmm.
parents give to school, they always give a hope to get the government job, right?
Hmm.
And you will earn and you will get married and you will have a children's and setup of things, because we don't have much opportunity like the urban, like we don't have much companies here. So whenever we go to school, our everyone thinking is like, yeah, if you are good in this science, you will become doctor. You will become, yeah, it's obviously everywhere is like that. Then my thing was, when I was a kid, I always have some vision in. I don't know how it comes to me. Then I always, because in Ladakh, when we were a kid, there are lots of foreigners used to come to travel to Ladakh.
Hmm.
So because now to it very less now, but that time when we were kids, we can see only Western tourists in the Ladakh.
Interesting.
So as a kid, I was very young, like maybe like 12 years. I just remember after 11 years, 12 years, whenever we go to play in our, because I live in the village in Sabu, whenever we go outside, we always see Western tourists going for the trekking and all.
Hmm.
And for me, I was always special. I go in, I cannot speak English that time, like because in
Hmm.
the Ladakh we speak only Hindi or Ladakhi. So I try to speak in English and I try to know them, where are you from? They were like, they're from United States of America, they're from California. For that time, so I was thinking, I was just dreaming of America, how these people are lucky, they are coming here. So as in that time in our home, we used to serve as a homestay. So
Hmm.
lots of kids, lots of university students, they come for the exposure trip. They wanted to stay with the family and they want to spend time. So that time I always ask question like how is US look like, because
Hmm.
that time Ladakh we don't have much TVs and other digital things. So that time I was always dreaming like, yeah, I want to do something unique that I can reach out these people and I can know the world. Like somehow this was challenges. Then as you know, after my 10th till 10th standard, like my parents were not affordable to send me outside for the good university or the college. And my father was like I belong from a very humble family. So then still no, I never lost my interest or thing. And then after 10 till 10 standard, I studied in Mahabodhi school. One day I request my mother, like, after 10 standard, I wanted to go out somewhere, like that I can study. And then my mother was so depressed. And she was like, we are very sorry because we have no much enough money to send you to
Hmm.
some higher study to Delhi or Chandigarh or Jammu. Then I said like, okay, mom, like it's fine. Maybe I manage something. Then again, my uncle that time he was in Delhi, and I request him like, uncle, can you afford me like 5,000 of rupees, like that I
Hmm.
can go outside and I can see the world. Like, then he said like,
Hmm.
okay, you come to I'll book your flight ticket. You come to Delhi. That time I was like 19 years old.
Hmm.
18 or
Hmm.
so my uncle was like very humble, he was good, and he said like, okay, you come to Delhi, let's see what we can do. Then I fly to Delhi, and I met my uncle, and he said like, you go to Jammu to for the higher study because Jammu is ever much more cheaper than the other cities. I say okay, whatever opportunity I get, I'll do that.
Right.
Then unluckily my uncle, he expired in the same month by the car accident. He was a very big
Wow.
monk. So again, I lost my opportunity there. So then I never gave up. I went to Jammu, and for the very less money, I managed to study in the school. I took admission, and there something opportunity comes, when you have a strong feeling, when you are a positive for
Hmm.
that. So I reached Jammu and I met one of sports director in university. He was from Ladakh. So he's no
Hmm.
more now. Angchuk Mama, he was the director there. So he's like, Angmo, you should join the judo because in Ladakh we don't have much idea what's a sai, all this thing that time. Now that everybody knows. Then like I got opportunity to play judo. Then I represent Jammu Kashmir for the many times. Then I went back to Delhi. So there I did judo very good. Okay, but judo was tough, difficult for me to get the medal. I say like, no, I can't do judo. I represent. I play the one of the national also from Jammu Kashmir in Chennai. So when I went to Chennai, I see the people how they doing. Like it was so totally different from my life and their life. So I can
Hmm.
see the international players there, so many things. Then like slowly, it's really the story is very long actually. So when I then my one of my uncle, he lives in France. So
Okay.
he came to my place. He's the European guy. So he came to my place. I said like, see, I'm a niece of my uncle. My uncle is no more, but I wanted to do more something in the sports. He was very interested in football. No, he lives in Marseille in France. So he said
Hmm.
like, Ango, do thing. Your uncle is one of my good friends. So you do your wushu things, but you work for the football. So my
Hmm.
journey begins with that, and by the luck or the my positivity or I don't know, then I come to meet tourism secretary of India in Delhi. So I
Hmm.
don't know. I met something through the friends. He is the retired IS officer, Mr. Parvez Diwan. So he is the one of the he's the best IS in the Indian history. So I got lots of opportunity from him to know the world. Like so, my world is totally changed in Delhi. I can see the all the
And which
celebrities,
year
all
was
hotel.
this?
Sorry,
Which year was this?
it was in 2008.
2008.
Yeah,
Okay.
then I
And
got
this go
in the
ahead. Go ahead.
beginning was lots of struggle was there, but with the struggle I got opportunity to meet the person who really helps me to build my because coming from Ladakh, coming from Sabu, and you are going directly to Delhi and meeting the tourism sector of India. And by God grace or whatever I did, my karma, as a Buddhist, we believe in karma. So my karma was very good, and I met Sir, and he has a giving opportunity in the life. He had shown us an entire life, So what's it? And he support me a lot in doing wushu. So his support, I was working with him privately for the Indiepedia, what he does. So he had pay us a so good amount of money that we can survive well in Delhi. So
As
like that,
players?
yeah, with his work, I done the wushu together. So like that, I won medal in wushu, and that was my journey.
I mean, so many things are so inspiring. I think one of the things that you said was, power of manifestation, the power of hoping so hard that you're able to spot opportunities, you're able to grab them when they're in front of you because your mind is, just looking for those opportunities. There, your will is so strong, and that's why I think as you moved through Jammu, through Delhi, and through your uncle's support, and then going to France, I think that was all your own curiosity and curiosity to see the world, to experience the world, you know.
Yeah.
And what I want to ask you is, when you were a child, were you already interested in sport? Were you already sporty in a sense? How did it so happen that you went to Jammu, you met the director of sport, and he was able to spot that sportiness or the player attitude in you? How did that
Yeah,
happen?
since childhood, because I born in a my parents are farmers. Actually,
Hmm.
my father was a government employee, but where I born in Ladakh, we still do farming.
Hmm.
So my mother was very supportive, and because in Ladakh we go to school, before we go to school or after school, we have to walk in the field
Hmm.
because that time we don't have a tap water and all these facilities. So after coming from school, you have to fill your entire kitchen with the water that my mother can cook, and tomorrow he can wash the clothes. That was my duty. So it makes me so strong, to carry the water every day. Like
Correct. You were
then
trained on the field, on the job.
yeah, and the second thing was Saturday, Sunday, we have no weekends or holiday because we know that on the Sunday we have to work, help our mother in the field to get vegetables, put potatoes, so many things like. Then our mind was always ready, yeah, like, come on, man, okay, you're born as a daughter, and as I'm an older daughter, it's my duty to serve my family. Then our mind was never for going to market and doing shopping,
Hmm.
digital TV. We have no TVs and all that time. So I was always ready to do that work. No, I never blame my parents like I mean that we don't get that facilities. But I'm very grateful to my parents that they teach us
Hmm.
to dedicate your work for the dedicate how you have to become a dedicate in your work and to serve. Then that make me so strong, emotionally strong actually. My mind is also so by emotion because my grandfather was he was also an officer before, and he was very spiritual.
Hmm.
So he always teach us like education is very important, but likewise, with the education, the important part is your love, compassion, and you have to read all the Buddhist dialects, and you have to, in morning we have to do chanting also, like Om Mani Padme Hum. Then he teaches us everything was come inside from my family only, like dedicate, patience, love, everything. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. And so you were already strong, and they could spot that in you when you were in Jammu, that you were
Yeah.
already strong mentally and physically.
Mm. Yeah.
That's right. And then I also, before we go further into your martial arts journey, I also want to ask you, from your childhood to now, how has Ladakh changed? What changes have you seen in Ladakh? Because now you were talking, like you were just mentioning to me, when you were growing up, there was no digital connection, there were no TVs, there were not a lot of tourists, only some foreigners who used to come sometimes. So how have you changed now? Now we are in 2026. How has it changed?
I could not. It's you cannot believe that how Ladakh has changed. So, till to 2025, 2025. I was passed out from the school. I was in 10th class. So now, if you see the Ladakh, people have changed a lot. Not only people, drastically. You cannot imagine how Ladakh changed. then until 2005, I was yeah, because when we were kids, in the winter, our winter was so beautiful. The why I my main purpose to conduct the climate cup is because of the climate change.
Hmm.
So when I was in school, in the November, you have to give a holiday to the school because we have so much of glaciers and snowfall. The snowfall is like that you cannot drive when we have to go to tuition. And we have so much of now the people do artificial ice skating in Ladakh because it's so
Hmm.
weather is changed. There is no ice in the ponds and on. Our time in our entire village was covered with the snow and the
Wow.
ice. So we, because our main source is Indian Army, right?
Hmm.
So Indian Army, we get lots of things from Indian Army, medical things. Indian Army is always support to the Ladakhis all over. Then like we used to do ice skating on the road, and we
Wow.
don't need car in the winter because our road is like this, no, stiff. So we do skating, and we can't wear jeans or pant or something. We have to wear the woolen, that the
Yeah.
thick woolen, like pashmina, that another it's called nambu, and we wear the coats, the mostly boys wear in the marriage now. So it was so beautiful, and people have so much of time to in the winter to gather and cook together. On the our New Year, Losar is in the winter, so
Hmm.
people have so much time to go like do not only gossiping, like not only discussion. They do lots of prayers also.
Hmm.
They then so many things. People are so good, so nice in their time that they are very helpful to each other. Winter, we serve each other. Like if you are making something, they are making something. They exchange the foods. So now people have no time.
Hmm.
Everyone is rushing on the behind money. Money is good too, but as what I believe in Ladakh, how we are fragile, right? So
Yeah.
how we are sensitive, not only security wise, because our land is in such a things, we cannot make Ladakh Mumbai, right? And people were
Correct.
trying to make Ladakh as a Mumbai ki, we need metro, we need that. Pe- We have to save the climate. We have
Yeah.
to save our glacier. So it's very
Yeah.
unfortunately now in Ladakh, just after 2025, Ladakh becomes so famous. Like Pangong also becomes so famous because of the Three Idiots movie.
Hmm. Of
So,
course.
and if you come to Leh now, if you see a picture of 25 before and 2025 after, it's everywhere is building.
Wow.
Everywhere. Yeah.
And it's impacting the climate quite a lot,
Yeah.
and there's probably development that is not fully considerate of the fragile ecosystem, and something that
Yeah.
we're seeing in
Development
Himachal.
is always good. We need development according to the technology, everything. We need development, but there is always a difference in development, right? What kind of development we want.
Yeah.
So I'm very, because like okay, we have our five-star hotels here, everything, but there is no proper plan. So
Hmm.
that field, I always support our Sonamangchuk sir, Sikmol, who
Of
works
course.
for the his work is good for how to make structures, eco-friendly buildings and all. His
Yeah.
concept was nice, and people should follow his concept. The
Yeah.
political view is different, okay, what he does. So what I following him, what I like him, what he do for the environment, like eco that fragile. So he wanted to save the Ladakh
Yeah.
for that. People are not following his knowledge. So
Yeah.
people are following him for the different things. No, but what I follow, why I respect him, because he is the man who works for according to our fragile, according to our ecosystem. His how he structured the building is so good, and we
Hmm.
should have all the hotels should become in his structure. Yeah, his
Hmm.
idea. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's the unfortunate truth of many places that are fragile ecosystems. Even, the landslides in places like Himachal, they're just, increasing every day, and the crux of all of this is development that doesn't take into consideration the fragile ecosystems of the indigenous place, the land. But yeah, we can do what we can, like you are.
Yeah.
um, I want to ask you a little bit about wushu. Like, tell me, how is it different from other martial arts? How did you get introduced to MMA after that? And I also want to understand a little bit from you in terms of what has martial arts given you, because martial arts is very different from other sports, whereas it is a contact sport. And especially with MMA as well, with BJJ and others getting added to it, it gives you a keen understanding of your human body. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about just the difference between different martial arts, just for us to understand wushu a little bit better, but also what has it given you?
Yeah, when I started the judo, so judo was so difficult for me to win medal or because it was already very on the high peak, you know. So I
Yeah.
know my capability because I started sports very late.
Hmm.
Then I come to know about wushu because I wanted to always travel like Shaolin temple in my life. So
Oh, okay.
my Guruji Sangasena, he is a monk. So he's the director of Mahabodhi International Meditation Center. So he knows that I do judo. Then he traveled to Shaolin. So he said like, oh, you must go to Shaolin. And as a kid, I was always inspired, to travel, do something. So I tried a visa for many years. Then my visa was rejected. Then after I came to know like wushu, then from Shaolin they messaged me that if you are, because that time we have only email, like
Yeah.
email I was only chat on them. Then from Shaolin I receive a mail that if you want it really interested in wushu, if you are not getting visa, you must contact someone from the Ahmedabad. So
Hmm.
that Gajan Rajput, he was director of one movie, actor in Gujarat. I am not sure, but I connect with him. They connect me with Gajan sir. So I travel to Ahmedabad and I learn from him. And that was this
Ahmedabad.
martial arts in Ahmedabad in Gujarat.
Wow. Okay.
So I got his number, and my unfortunately I can travel to Gujarat because I receive a sponsor from Europe that I can because of my uncle who expired in 2025. So they were sponsoring me to travel to Ahmedabad. I was flying to Ahmedabad every month. Then I practiced with him in the Gandhinagar in
Wow.
Gujarat. So it was so interesting because in Gandhinagar Gujarati people are so nice, and for me being a Ladakhi and as a younger kids, and I'm so glad that I always reach in the safer community, where
Hmm.
it always a positive. It's nothing happened to me like the harassment
Yeah.
that so many. It's nothing happened with me because I love the people like whoever they are.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was so nice that I practiced with the sword. That wushu have a two type. One is this Taolu and one is Sangshu. I
Hmm.
was practicing Taolu in Gujarat. Then he got me opportunity to go to travel to Hong Kong.
Hmm.
So though it was international Hong Kong tournament, but it was all over the world. They came for the practice for the international Hong Kong international tournament.
Right.
So I tried my deed and I won the medal there. I went to Hong Kong with his team to Hong Kong. It
Amazing.
was my first international tour in my life in 2027 or 8, I don't remember. So after reaching Hong Kong was like, oh my God, coming to Ladakh, then coming to Delhi, then Gujarat, then again something like Hong Kong. Then it inspired me a lot. Like, okay, I should continue wushu now. Then
Hmm.
I came back to India. Then,
Yeah.
then I wanted to do something which is related to government. Like because we have no guidance that time to do a work like doing with Sports Authority of India. What is a real tournament? There are so many tournaments in the world, but some are recognized by the governing body. So I was
Yeah.
like, no, no, I wanted to do something which is recognized by government.
Yeah.
Then that time, you remember we have a hi-fi.
No,
You,
no, I don't.
I think I'm older to you. Then I, Yeah, I'm very much older to you. Then that time we used the hi-fi,
Oh, okay.
hi-fi or Orkut.
Oh, okay, okay. Awkward, I know. Hi-fi, I
There was a
don't.
hi-fi also there. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
I met one of the India Wushu Asian player. His name was Rajinder Singh Meena.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly I met him on the hi-fi because most of the time I'm on the internet looking for the people, whom I should contact. So very fortunately, I met him. He said, like, you come to Delhi. We have a Wushu Academy. It's run by government, and you can practice here. Then yeah, I become a friend with him. Then I travel back to Delhi. So then again, I start my Wushu career. I play Songshu, which is fighting.
Okay.
So the, so that time they just play the Asian Games. Everybody was back to Delhi, and the team was so good. And we are only few girls. The boys were so good from Haryana. Then they are from Delhi, UP, and all. So I did training with Rajveer sir in Delhi Amateur Wushu Association. So and I got a job also with the Parvez Diwan. So I was walking and I was training. Then that gives me so much opportunity in my life. Then I traveled to Europe for the football.
Hmm.
So my thing was always then yeah I played this Federation Cup then in other Armenia all these things I played. Before that I got opportunity to travel to Europe. So I stay a few months or years, and I work with the football club. Then we organize football tournaments. Then since childhood I love football, but we never got opportunity to do football. Then martial arts was never in my mind, that I'd fight in this. I remember one thing, I went to, I represent Delhi in Rishikesh. It was
Hmm.
a senior championship in Rishikesh. I'm that girl, like that chubby girl, like, I cannot fight with the people. Then, like, so when I saw the ring, first time when I went for the senior national, the fighting ring was so huge. So girls from Manipuri, they come like they fight like this.
Yeah.
I cry in the corner, I don't want to go in the ring. I cried, literally cried. So one of my senior players, his name was Sandeep. He came, he slapped me like, what you are doing here then since 1 year. If you cannot fight, you have to go in the ring once. Then you
Hmm.
will get that energy or your
Yeah.
confidence. He slapped me suddenly. I don't know how I remember on the stage and I fight with the world champion. She was in the CRPF. Then I told her, please, dhire dhire marna, like. I request her like, Didi, please, I'm a first like I came
It's
for the
my
first
first
time. Please
time.
don't punch me more. Like she was like laughing, like then here I got the opportunities. Then I know like, oh no, this is nothing. Whatever you are here to do, you are wasting your time to do. You can fight. Then
Hmm.
that was the thing where I build up all my confidence, everything there, from start from there. Yeah.
That's so interesting, because I'm not a fighter at all, but I relate to what you're saying because in 2016 I decided to do a solo trip, and I had never done a solo trip before. It was a big deal for me, and my friends had told me about Tiger Muay Thai in Phuket, where you've also trained in MMA. And I decided that okay, I'm doing my first solo trip. I like fitness, so I might as well go to a fitness school, because at least if I don't meet anybody and I feel alone, I can do fitness.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I thought that I would do some conditioning workouts every day. But when I went there, I saw so many people doing Muay Thai, MMA, boxing, and somebody I met just said that, why don't you take a class? And never in my life had I ever thought that I would just have anything to do with boxing or contact sport or martial arts. But here I was to try, and so I went. And the first class that I joined, I accidentally joined the advanced boxing class. My first time boxing ever. Like I just purchased the gloves and I went there. And I said the same to because everybody was looking like an advanced fighter. I so and you know how you do rounds, the 2 minute rounds, and then you move as exercises when
Yeah.
in group classes. So when a Canadian girl, she was partnered with me, and I had to say the same to her that hey, it's my first day. I don't know how to do this, so please go be kind. But in that class, in the first day itself, I got punched on my nose quite a few times. And surprisingly, it didn't make me stop. It just made me feel like, okay, this is a different experience. I'm going to make the most of it. So the rest of my trip, I took a lot more MMA classes, lot more Muay Thai classes. And what I have learned from martial arts is that we don't know so much about this body that we are living in. How,
Yeah.
where can you lock your body? Where can somebody just tuck you under the knee and bring you down? So much about how our body works I learned in those moments. And so I'm so grateful that I had a chance to do some classes in mixed martial arts. And I personally feel that martial arts is the greatest form of sport, and it's almost spiritual, because it teaches you so much about your own body's limitations, and so that I have a lot of respect for martial arts. And
Yeah.
for me it was a very spiritual experience to get a chance to do it.
And Tiger Muay Thai is a super place in the world. Whenever I will get opportunity now, whenever, I can't miss that and that place.
We should go together next time.
Yeah, surely. I'm always ready. Yeah. And I start training again now in martial arts in Ladakh.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah,
had
yeah,
taken
yeah,
a
yeah.
break and you started
Because
again now.
since like 5 years, I was so busy with forming the football association in Ladakh. Then now I should like I just have a feelings like should I skip my own sports which I did, so much achievements. So I'm doing with one of our greatest MMA fighter in Ladakh. His name is Jigmet. He's
Mm-hmm.
the owner of actually he's a businessman. He's the owner of Nexa showroom here.
Okay.
Then he started this initiative, and I love that. So I start training now.
And is it
Yeah.
mixed martial arts, as in it's a mix of now kickboxing?
MMA, it's a combat sports,
Yeah,
punch, kick, then throw,
yeah,
then JJ2 also he does. JJ2
yeah,
is so
yeah,
difficult for me according
yeah,
to my age, but I can do combat sports, yeah, like
yeah,
punching, kick, and other things, yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so just you briefly mentioned that you got back in touch with your love for football when you had a chance to go to Marseille, which is in France. Um, so tell me a little bit about football in Ladakh, and who are how did you gather all these communities when you came back to Ladakh and you said that okay, I want to do something in football. How did you gather people? Who were the first people who were like, okay, Tsering, like let's do this. We also want to do this. So what were the beginnings?
So yeah, 2000 when I received that medal in Armenia, I got a chance to work with the sport Jammu Kashmir State Sports Council. So I was working there. Then after later in Jammu Kashmir Sports Council, they had formed the because that time we have no union territories, like we are under the Jammu Kashmir. So we
Yeah.
got yeah, we started the Jammu Kashmir State Sports Council. No,
Hmm.
under the state football academy in every district of the Jammu Kashmir. So they
Yeah.
started in Ladakh also in Leh and Kargil. So they sent me as an in charge in Ladakh. So there I get up with lots of good athletes who are a football player, who had played football, who are
Hmm.
interested in football, who wanted to do because Ladakh is all our football only. Wherever you
Yeah.
go, if you go to Kargil, Zanskar, wherever you go, then like after that, the opportunity was always on my door. Maybe karma was good. Then Sunfish Company, there was SPT Sports in Bangalore. So they wanted to
Hmm.
organize a Sunfish tournament in Ladakh. So there was
Hmm.
no youth football in Ladakh that time. So then I go to meet opportunity to Mr. Saran. He was the director of SPT. So we started Sunfish tournament in Ladakh. When I started Sunfish in Ladakh was first edition. You cannot believe we have no football ground, okay? So it was just a bare land, and all the
Wow.
physical teacher they have to come and they have to do the ground marking and all. So it was so lovely that even they are a government employee or a government job or district youth service and sports, they had came along with me and our deputy commissioner also. It was back after before, I'm talking about before UT. So our every year our tournament was so successful. On the third edition was very suddenly in 2019, we had got a, suddenly everybody was shocked that we got the union territories, right?
Hmm.
So there was some post on the that now Ladakh got the opportunity to play in the Santosh Trophy because Ladakh can have their own football association. So it's directly hit on my head like by like now you have an opportunity to do. Let's try it.
Yeah.
So I have no any proper acquisition, like proper plan, what I will do, where I get the fund. I was like, let's start it, like I'm always like girls who have no much plans, but I just wanted to start it, something. Then I started, and then
So wonderful.
Mr. Shaji Padbakaran, he came to Ladakh. So he's the ex-general secretary of All India Football Federation. So I sir suggest me, okay, you should open like that. Then we started there. Then suddenly, then I moved to Delhi. At the after because after Jammu Kashmir Sports Council was because we are not under the JNK. Then I left my job. So again, I opportunity to go to Delhi because Delhi I wanted to construct like small. I have a small apartment in the. It's a building in Ladakh in Delhi. It's called Ladakh Residency. I run the Airbnb in Delhi. So
Oh, very
that
nice. Okay.
yeah, that was my plan to build my family property actually. So my father, my grandfather. So that was again like a chance to me to be in Delhi and do my football work also. And again the construction was going on there. So very fortunately the BJP government came and our MP and our all everybody whoever politician or non-politics they helped me a lot. So in
Hmm.
Delhi I start all my document works, then slowly I got opportunity to be in the All India Football Federation.
Hmm.
So suddenly one day I received a mail in 2021, that we wanted to come to Ladakh, and because before giving any affiliation they have to check all the you know possibilities or not. Then we were so lucky because in Ladakh, just after UT, the first infrastructure was a football stadium.
Wow.
FIFA,
Hmm.
it's our next, if you travel to Ladakh, the opposite to our Air Force airport, we have a beautiful stadium constructed here. So first plan from government was football ground, and it was
That's
unbelievable. And my association just started now, and you have a now opportunity also of the ground. Then like that it started. In 2021, All India Football Federation they came to Ladakh and check our infra, and they check all my capabilities that I can do or not. Then
yeah.
obviously, and I am a woman, and everyone is men here who works with me
Correct.
before, who are in the club, who are the owner, who are the physical teacher, whoever works with, all was men. But I never feel like ki make I'm a like a woman. So my something was different for me now also, because maybe because of my martial arts, because of my sports, combat I play combat sports, that we never feel distinguished that I'm a woman, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए
Hmm.
like that, no.
Hmm.
So that was my best part, that I started from the martial arts, and then slowly we got the 2022 we got the affiliation on the football federation. So we were become the youngest football association in India, and I become the first woman secretary who runs the state in India.
What an achievement and what a story. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
for sticking around even though you are the only woman, and for uplifting a sport that is loved by so many in Ladakh. Because I mean, producing athletes is one thing. Of course, that's what federations want to do, and we all want that for our country. But sport done properly, like a proper stadium, proper processes, systems for enthusiasts in the region, can change so much for men and women, young men and women, in terms of experience, in terms of community bonding. And I think that's the biggest contribution of being on the ground and doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
So main thing I love that because we gathered lots of youth here. So we changes lots of youth here, and we are getting giving lots of opportunities to the girls to play in the national levels. And one of my girls became the first Indian captain also last year in futsal.
wow, wow.
They're now I'm so happy because they're most of the player they're playing in the good clubs. Still now they're playing. Then that give me an immense pleasure that I am very satisfied with my life and my time, that what I'm doing for the people. And I love my people, and I love India. It is beautiful. India is beautiful country. I
Yeah.
am like looking forward to host, to serve my this thing in India also. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a lot of women playing along with men's teams. You have a lot of interest from women for football.
Yeah, the main is much more here because we have a 64 football club register. So
Yeah.
men football is always there because the people, men have money to pay, come, travel and all. No? For women, it's always a difficult because women, we don't get much funds also
Mm.
sometimes. There are
Yes.
less people who sponsors for the women.
Yeah.
Then we started like All India Football Federation. They started the Ashmita Cup from last year
Mm.
with the
Mm.
Sports Authority of India. Then that is the biggest platform that women are getting opportunity to play in our own state. Then they come from the state, they can play the national, and our girls are doing better in the football in national levels. Yeah, so
That's
they
great.
go for national, they play. Sometimes they lose, but they win always one match, and they have that dedication to play. And so luckily we are doing few tournaments for the women in Ashmita Cup is coming very soon. And the best part of women is in Ladakh, we do coach education with the All India Football Federation.
Hmm.
So whenever we do anything, 50% always women's there to do,
Wow.
to coach also.
Wow. So you have women
So
coaches as
that's
well.
yeah, give me so much of inspiring also because women are coming front and doing, and you know how if women works, like women are always more dedicated, they
Yeah.
give more. They are very good coach also. Then yeah, they are doing a management part. The women's are coming now, but there are lots of opportunity of women's in India because in women as a referee, as a woman coach, women the physiotherapy, because football is not only the coach is there, right?
Yeah.
Football is for the sportsman, like managing part,
Yeah.
their physiotherapy, their nutrition, their fitness coach.
Yeah.
So many opportunities comes just because after one ball there are so many opportunities behind
That's
one
right.
ball.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's and I don't think a lot of people know how many women play sport in Ladakh, and different sports, like you said, there are many women playing football, and then there is a ice skating team as well, a women's ice skating team. And you have facilities for, like you said, because of climate change, now there's artificial ice that they have to practice with, but they have that facility. I had a brief opportunity to meet some of them at a sports conference here in Mumbai, and I was absolutely aghast because we when do we meet women who are like, I'm an ice skater in India?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So
I think
yeah,
Ladakh has an opportunity to produce women sportsmen in very different fields of sport.
yeah. And ice hockey is a beautiful game.
Hmm.
It's one of the expensive game, I must say.
Yes, it
It's
is.
expensive than football.
Yeah.
But this is lovely games, and you know how girls play in Ladakh, because this is a very, it's not a new sports in Ladakh, in India, because since our childhood we always watch men playing ice hockey, lots of
Hmm.
men. Since 50 years, ice hockey is is in Ladakh, because in Ladakh Scout, Indian Army, they play ITBP and all. So this is a major entertainment in people of Ladakh in the winter. It's a
Wow.
major entertainment. Like people go and watch crazy. There
I'm
was no
surprised we've
infrastructure.
never heard of ice hockey. Of course,
Yeah,
hockey is our national sport, but about ice hockey, we never hear what's going on in India. When I met somebody who played ice skating, I did not know that for Ladakh it's so commonplace to have ice sports.
yeah.
Just
So ice hockey is a major sports in Ladakh, and it's produced lots of international players from Ladakh, because entire our women's Indian women's team is from Ladakh.
yeah, indeed,
And these I seen these women are did a lots of hardship to struggle, how they play, how they for their infrastructure and their equipment is super expensive.
expensive, exactly.
They need so much of things, and their proper gears, at least shoes is I don't know how much expenses. Then the government is doing best in Ladakh, because our UT administration, they are supporting now for the ice hockey, because it should be a major state sports kind of, like our like state sports should be ice hockey,
Correct.
because we are in the glacier. Then now, after union territories, we have a super infrastructure now in Ladakh, which artificial came out. And I believe, I trust the administration and local people of Ladakh, they support all the sports, but they should support ice hockey, because it will with our state games. And these girls how struggle to be in the India team, how they go, how they travel. I don't know the administration how they does, because I have no idea about that, how they get the funds and all. But I must say people should support, government should support. I request the every part of the India, to all the bigger companies, this woman, and you must, all the tourists must to come to Ladakh, to how Ladakh UT administration, or the Ladakh local Indian Association ice hockey and all, they how they organize this beautiful ice hockey in Ladakh. And this will the coming in the major tourism map also. It should become in the tourism map.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
really hope
yeah.
that we hear much more about ice hockey, about football in Ladakh, and that can also be made into a tourist
Yeah,
attraction, because who gets to
yeah,
play football amidst the mountains? You've shared some
yeah,
videos with me, and I will share them with our
and
listeners.
we are
But
very glad, that last year when I did the first climate cup in Ladakh, I was super exciting that Mr. Anand Mahindra ji,
hmm,
he tweeted on his Twitter that, one day I wanted to be in this stadium
wow,
and have a sip of coffee and watching the match with the mountains. Like, we are so
exactly.
grateful to sir that he tweets about our Ladakh stadium and football, and it means a lot to us,
Yeah, yeah. No,
especially
we
for
should
the football
definitely.
lovers.
Yeah, we should definitely be talking about it a lot more. And these are very unique experiences that, we should
And
all get.
lots of our oil union ministers, they had tweet about our stadium, and it's a lovely stadium in Ladakh, and we are hosting a climate cup, and so many clubs already, Delhi FC, then Northeast FC, Gokulam FC, they had played in Ladakh.
Hmm,
So in coming years, I request to all the clubs like beautiful, because football clubs are bigger in India, like major, you know. So we love to host them to come here for the high altitude training. Then
correct,
our players will also get opportunity to play with them.
correct.
And my vision is my who was in my team, like in Ladakh team or any of the clubs, they must play in the bigger clubs for the more getting exposure, experience. there should be one player in the major of the clubs in India. There are so many clubs in India that
Yeah.
we have very less population. If they take our good one player also, then we can produce
And
lots of good players in Ladakh.
do you have players playing in the ISL now?
Not yet. We are very young. Like we are just 5 years complete, and we are very happy that our players are playing Santosh Trophy. So
Hmm.
it was the major dream of Ladakhi to play Santosh Trophy. We never get opportunity to play Santosh Trophy when we have
Right.
no union territories. So
Right.
now we are playing Santosh Trophy. We are playing all the sports, not only football. They are playing boxing national. They represent Ladakh, and our administration, our local council here, our whoever's people are so supported in the, especially we get lots of support from Indian Army, because we have a South Bhavna project here, Fire and Fury.
Right.
So army was a major supported everywhere in Ladakh. So any field like medical or sports or, so yeah, that's why we can do small tournaments because of the army and the local governments. Yeah,
Yeah, no, and I hope that these players are going to, within a few years, not only play for ISL but also play for India. And I'm sure we'll
I
see
wish.
Ladakhi
Yeah, one
participate.
girls just play, but I wish there more players come up. So more of them are in a good club. So slowly we will, we will.
Yeah. Saring, I've just so much to think about from all that you've said about your childhood, and there's so much to learn from your journey. We're coming to the end, but I still have a couple of questions for you. And you've done so much so far, and you've not only in terms of your personal growth, in terms of your personal achievement, in terms of your personal exposure to the world, but then now with all that you're doing with football, all that you're doing for the region, I wanted to ask you personally, what is your definition of success? What is it?
Definition of success is be patient.
Be patient.
Yeah, because my life was not easy. My journey was not easy. And my travel, everything was not easy. But I always have a patience, like good thing always take times to comes. So for my personal life also, for my love life also, whatever, I always have a patience that good thing will comes one day when you have patience. But it doesn't mean like you stop walking. You
Hmm.
have to walk. You have to do all the things, but be patient and everything will comes whatever we are, you know, waiting for. Yeah.
I can't agree more with you, and I mean, what better message to leave everybody with than be patient, and what's meant for you will find you, you know.
Yeah.
And Saring, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing your journey with me and my listeners. Uh, your quiet resilience, your quiet service to our country, to your people, is truly very, very inspiring. I'm very fortunate that I got connected with you. Like you said, it was karma. It happened, our connection happened through
Yeah.
no no specific thing, but we just got connected. It's a power of manifestation. I hope you
Yeah.
continue to inspire many like me. It has been such an honor to speak with you. Thank you for joining me on the Curious Human project.
Thank you so much, Shruti, giving me this opportunity. It was lovely talking to you. And again, you are doing such a great work also, because talking to someone is always, we get more inspired. And that is always you are giving opportunity to people like us, because this is not small things.
I
Yeah.
I am learning from you, so I am growing through what I am doing, and I'm just trying to do my little
Yeah,
bit.
I wish all the best to make your channel bigger, and more of the people will get opportunity to, you know, share with you, because there are lots of people who are doing so many things and different things.
Yes,
So thank you so much for this opportunity. And in Ladakhi, we say Jule,
Julie. And
Jule.
I will see all my listeners for another episode of the Curious Human Project with another interesting story next time. Thank you so much for joining me and Sarang today on the Curious Human Project.
Thank you, Shruti. Bye, Jule. Bye.